Am I a stock picker or am I a dividend chaser? Right? Welcome to Subramani. So somebody asked me this question: do you pick stocks or you pick dividends? I pick both. Right? I am not saying that I pick one over the other, but I would, for example, I would have a Reliance in my portfolio, which I think now looks more like a startup in terms of its thinking and PE, etc. I may also pick up a Vodafone Idea thinking that going forward it will do well. But I may also have a Cholamandalam which gives me good dividend yield. So I am not saying I put every investment of mine into specific buckets. So, and nor does it mean that because I am chasing dividends, I don't want capital appreciation. In fact, I prefer a greater amount of money coming to me as capital appreciation so that I can pay 10% tax rather than the 30% tax which I have to pay on dividend, right? So look at it that way, that because I'm chasing dividends, it doesn't mean I'm not a stock picker. To me, the conditions of company having good growth, good management, and ability to develop the market and thinking of innovative products, I mean, all these are very important while I'm picking up a share, but it has to meet the strict criteria of paying dividend, increasing dividend over the last few years, and increasing EPS over the last 15 quarters. So why 15? You can choose 14, you can choose 13, whatever, 15 works for me, right? So I've stuck to 15, and maybe intuitively somehow I do 15. You could change it accordingly. Now what happens with a portfolio like this is my dividend income definitely does fluctuate. Like for this year, there will be no dividend coming from HDFC Bank. So it will definitely fluctuate, but I'm not worried so much about it because I have other income from other activities. Now if my income from other activities goes to zero, then I might react to it very differently, and then I have to minimize the fluctuation in my dividend income up to my expenses. Suppose my annual expenses are 5 lakhs and my dividend income is say 18 lakhs. It hardly matters whether my dividend income fluctuates, because whatever it does, it will not come below 5 lakhs, which is what I need, or 6 lakhs next year, assuming inflation, etc., etc. So those things don't matter depending on the quantum of dividend that you are getting and the companies that you have. So some companies could be giving you greater return in terms of appreciation. Maybe you'll sell it off and create more dividend income because you want to live off your dividend income during your retirement. So you will have a diversified portfolio, 30-40 stocks. Also remember that don't worry too much about theory. Like you have somebody coming and saying, oh, you have to have a concentrated portfolio of just 10 shares or 12 shares. That is how you can make money. And somebody else will tell you, no, to have a dividend income, you need to have a diversified portfolio of at least 40 shares. I'm assuming that you're competent enough to be able to find 40 shares. I am perfectly competent because I know whom to call. So somebody whom I call will be able to tell me which pharma company to buy or which telecom company to put more money in. If you don't know, if you don't have all those skills, all those contacts, all the good quality broker who will execute it for you, I prefer a person who sits at the terminal and does, rather than me just putting in the transaction in the morning and coming back in the evening and find that it is either done or it is not done, right? I prefer something like that for buying. So yeah, you have to minimize the risk by diversifying your portfolio. You are also minimizing the risk in the fluctuation in your portfolio by doing a rupee cost averaging on a regular basis. You are also very clear that you will have a diversified portfolio, and that reinvestment of dividend will happen not automatically. You will not say all my money will go back into the same portfolio. So as a stock picker, you will then pick which share, which is the best. So good capital allocation, which many Indian top companies don't do, and their market crushes them with low PE because of that. And therefore you should be looking at creating that kind of a portfolio, which will include some which are share prices going up. For example, ITC today can give you a much better yield than Hindustan Unilever. Does it mean I will sell off Hindustan Unilever to buy ITC? Answer is no. Will I sell off Gillette and P&G to buy ITC? Answer is no. Will I buy ITC? Yes, I will buy ITC because it has a dividend yield. However, I don't buy, I mean, this is just a disclaimer, I don't buy ITC simply because I believe I don't want a company which spreads cancer. And when I look at the numbers of this company, I think it's only cancer which is giving them money. They are losing money in every other business. So a bad cash allocation is likely to happen, and it is currently also happening, right? So I'm not worried too much about creating a concentrated portfolio, but your portfolio will get concentrated. For example, in my wife's portfolio, 60% is one share. But I'm not too tempted to sell it because I know I can ride it for a little more time. Of course, it's wrong to have such a huge concentration, but I still can afford it because I know that the dividends that I receive in that portfolio is enough to take care of my household expenses, right? For a retired couple, that is more than sufficient to live off for the rest of our lives. So I am taking some chance with that because my bucket number 1 and 2 have been untouched for a very long period of time. Of course, I need more of it during retirement, but yeah, that works for me. The problem with a more diversified portfolio is, of course, to keep track of stocks and keep track of the dividends. But today, dividend comes automatically, and there is enough software which will give you a printout of your expected dividends on the basis of your portfolio. So if you enter your portfolio in that software, it will give you how much of dividends you should have got. And it is easy to reconcile that with the dividend that you receive. If you put all your dividends in your bank account, make sure that you check it every month to make sure to know that when there is some credit, what it is, because you have not deposited the check, you don't know the details, the money has come directly. So keep doing that. Thank you.